Good morning. Welcome to the last day of this year's Logan Symposium here at the Barbican in London. I am indeed Richard Logan. I am the president of the Reva and David Logan Foundation and have been involved with this symposium since its beginning. I just wanted to touch on a few things, and I put my notes, I've transcribed them to the telephone, so if I lose track, be kind. Funding. Every once in a while, it comes up in a panel. The funding landscape is deteriorating quickly. This is not only for nonprofits, but for for-profits. And, we continue to say, diversify your funding sources. That's a good business idea anyhow. But you need to do that. You need to be thinking about membership. You need to be thinking about corporate sponsorships, new kinds of deals, new kinds of partnerships and arrangements. In America, we have press forward, which I like to think of as push backwards. It's come here, and the amalgamation of all the funding is going to make it so that if you're on the leading edge and you make people uncomfortable, it's going to make it much more difficult for you to get funding. If you're milquetoast, you're fine. Okay? Good luck to you. There's been a lot of talk about taking better care of whistleblowers. It is the responsibility of us all to take care of whistleblowers. Last night, we were talking about Julian Assange and the fact that no one stood up for him. The major papers that made lots of money and made even greater reputations took a decade to stand up and say something. All right, but it was noticeable to some of us that journalists generally weren't saying something or putting in their mastheads, "Don't forget Julian Assange." There was a panel 2 days ago at the end of the thing at Bloomberg. Really good panel. It was about sexual harassment. And, one of the things that was said was, we tell the whistleblowers that, this is all going to go bad. We can't really protect your identity. Oh, it's just heads over there. I can see it in my periphery here. And it's very likely that horrible things are going to happen to you. But we're not counselors. So, there's only so much we can do. Well, the truth is that you should offer counseling. It's important to put that in your budget when you're taking the stories, all right? Because if you don't, when your story's done, you've got a pile of mush, human beings destroyed by that process. Us and them mentality. I got a note from a senior reporter who will remain nameless. But he said, what are the prospects for investigative reporting? I mean, is it even worth doing in the Trump era? I don't know what you think, but I think it's all that much more important to do that. But while you're keeping your standards up and while you continue to play hardball, you have to learn somehow to talk to the disaffected, That's how Trump got where he is. And it's something we often forget, whether it's, you're writing an article, it's 2,000 words, 3,000, 7,000 words. If you want people to read that or be drawn to that, somehow you have to find a hook. And I haven't got the answer to this, I've got to say, but sometimes it's like we're talking in an echo chamber. We're talking to ourselves, all right? And that's fine. We're all very happy. But they're all voters. They're more than voters. They're people, they're citizens. And this is a serious business in democracy. We need to be inclusive. And the stuff you report on, almost every story you report on, is a story that everyone needs to see and consider and understand. I see reported that The Onion, do y'all know who The Onion is? Yeah, is taking over InfoWars. Maybe this is the beginning of an answer coming out of the woodwork. I don't know about that. It's supposed to be very funny and very stupid. It wasn't that funny before. It was stupid, but that's something different. Anyway, I just want to close, I'm probably over time here already, by telling you all about I was going to say collaboration, we don't use that word anymore, about a project that we are doing here. It's based in Europe with several of our German partners. It's the Daniel Ellsberg Whistleblower Award, which you can find at ellsberg-award.org. And before he died, it was his wish that the first recipient would be Daniel Everett Hale, who you all know who that is. It's the beginning of a project that we hope will help bring whistleblowers to the fore, raise their profile. It's already, raised when they've gone to jail or when they're in court. And maybe we can help and make it so that whistleblowers who are people of conscience have an extra bit of courage or something to hold them up and lift them to do what needs to be done. If it weren't for the incompetence of the FBI and their work with Daniel Ellsberg's psychiatric records, he might still be in jail. Instead, he was lucky there, but for the grace of God. And he spent the majority of the rest of his life working for peace and whistleblowers. And he made his last public performance, or public appearance, at the Logan Symposium in Berkeley, alongside Reality Winner. And two things happened during that panel. One, Reality Winner said, when asked whether she would become a whistleblower again, and she looked straight into the camera and she said, not in a million years. Those of you who know the circumstances of what happened to her know why she said that. But what was really impressive was the kindness and generosity and warmth that Daniel Ellsberg showed to her, because he knew what she had gone through and how hard it had been. And this is a man who was within days of dying. So we're very pleased indeed to be doing the Ellsberg Award. This is with our partners. I should mention them very quickly. It's the Wow Holland Foundation, the Whistleblowers Network of Germany, Taz Panter is over there, and the Reva and David Logan Foundation. And we are actively soliciting your input for candidates and for suggestions of other things we can do. You know, this is much like, how do we reach people? I don't have the answers, but we need to find the answers and do better. At any rate, have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for being here.